Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Squatter Camp podcast. Thank you very much to the people who watch my content, who engage, and I'm so grateful. And I was looking at I can't call it an apology actually. It's just a statement written by the Department of Higher Education Minister, Dr. Nobuhle. That she actually, Nobuhle Nkabane, she actually, tries to, I don't know if she's humbling herself or, I've got a concern but anyway, I was not actually surprised by the behavior that we saw from the Minister of Higher Education when she was actually questioned about the appointment of Gwede Mantashe's son and the reversals and of the appointment, and also if she really felt sorry. She felt like she wanted to apologize for what has actually happened, but she continued to tell Sihle Lonzi of the EFF that they could have done better, but she doesn't really feel the process was flawed. The process was not duly followed, and in that sense, you get an impression that this person is not actually apologizing. And if someone has not actually noticed this kind of behavior from the ANC, this is what you can expect from these ANC ministers. They are very rude, they are very arrogant, and they still think they are in power, in a sense that they are still having an outright majority. So you remember the ANC when they were having 50 plus. Actually, they were somewhere there, 60 something, 70%, and they were very, very, arrogant to an extent that they will call us our people. They used to think they own us, and they will do whatever that they want without accounting to anyone. And they knew very well that when these issues goes to parliament, they vote in favor of themselves because they are the outright majority. And gone are those days when they can continue with their arrogance. And you look at the posture of the minister. This is a kind of a person who was cooked by the ANC, and I'm just not impressed even when they say Cyril Ramaphosa called her into order. Those are your ministers, Mr. President. Those are your ministers. It's like being a parent in a house. When kids are not disciplined, we look at the parent. We look at the parents. How do they actually, exercise discipline towards their kids? And the same thing as these ministers. They are very arrogant. They are rude, and they continue. Someone who's chewing a gum, in a sitting where that's just an official setup, and whereby everybody is watching that meeting, and we are expecting much from her, and she's chewing a gum. She continues to be dismissive, and she doesn't want to account. And this is what it's worrisome that how are we actually led by this kind of people, people who are so much arrogant. Even when she issued this statement, there's nowhere where I see an apology. Just watch this video, how she behaved, then we will get into the details of I don't know, I can't call it an apology. I don't know, it's just a statement that has been issued, and I believe she was actually pressured by the presidency's office that she should issue a statement, but she didn't want to. You can tell by what's written here that she didn't really want to kind of engage about her actions. But watch how she behaved. This is the whole minister that should be representing the people of South Africa, should humble herself because our tax monies are paying her.
What if they are your friends? What if they are your family members? What if these people even themselves are of questionable character? Because this is a public institution. It's not a private company. If you're running a private company, maybe we would have accepted your explanation that I can't give you the names of these panelists. You are running a public institution, WES, higher education, which deals with day-to-day issues affecting students, affecting young people. You are saying to us, you have a secret panel. We're not asking you to give us their locations. We're not asking you to give us their address. We're not asking you to give us their phone numbers. We want the profile of who are these panelists that are recommending names to our minister. And the minister clearly takes these people seriously because we have got an NSFAS board because of this independent panel, secret panel. We have SETA appointments because of this secret panel. Council deployments to institutions and TVET colleges are going to be made because of this secret panel. So I ask again, Minister, what are the names of these panelists who are advising you to make very critical appointments in institutions of higher learning, in government, in the SETAs, in NSFAS? We want to know who they are because they could be your friends.
Thank you so much, Honorable Lonzi, for your questions. I think we need to understand governance. Governance 101, how institutions work. There are advisory bodies in each and every governance system, be it a department. If you can go around and look around from those various departments, there are advisory bodies that advise the minister on certain issues.
Sorry.
No,
Minister.
I listen to you. You must also listen to me when I'm responding to questions.
Through you, Chairperson.
Yeah, Honorable Kaka.
Chairperson, I understand that it's not.
It's so disappointing. This is the kind of attitude that we see from the very same people that we vote for. Let me say, from the very same people that South Africans vote for, because I didn't vote for ANC. I'll never vote for ANC anymore. And I'm done with the ANC. I'm done with this, this high level of arrogance. Sometimes we should not let our comfort, to get ahead of us so that we reason from an arrogance point of view that someone is trying to show you your mistake and you still continue to want to justify it, to want to reason, to want to talk about the policies, the principles, and you want to explain a Bible, something very long. By the way, this is her tweet that she actually sent in a supplementary statement that she has issued officially from the government. I have noted the concerns raised by various stakeholders. Upon reflection, what exactly did she reflect? Upon reflection and have considered the feedback, I acknowledge that the situation could have been handled differently. I value the critical role of Parliament in providing oversight. She didn't apologize. By the way, if you still doubt, one of the Twitter users said the Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nobuhle, is a very dubious person singing for her supper. I think the presidency actually pressured her to say something about what exactly happened, and she didn't want to say something. So this Twitter user says, she appointed Gwede Mantashe's son. When the public called her out, she saw nothing wrong with that until the president called her to order. She went to Parliament, disrespected the people of South Africa, refused to reveal the names of her secret panel. That is what we are interested in, the secret panel. She must reveal those names so that we know. Refused to reveal the names of her secret panel, had a very condescending attitude and tone towards members of Parliament. Yes, she disrespected the members of Parliament. She disrespected them. Now that the president called her into order, she's suddenly acknowledging that her behavior was stinking. She has got a stinky behavior. She has got a very, I don't know, the attitude that you cannot really tolerate. I don't wish to work with someone with this kind of attitude. And I don't know. You know, even the posture when she turns around looking at Lonzi, you can see that this person really is looking at someone that she really undermines, and she will never even, she has multiple times refused to say, I acknowledge that we were wrong and I apologize unconditionally to the people of South Africa, at least for the sake of the South African people who votes for the ANC, the rotten ANC, by the way. So this is the statement by the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane. This is the statement, the official statement that was written. I have noted the concerns raised by various stakeholders, including His Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, in his statement issued on the 5th of June, 2025, regarding my conduct during the proceedings of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education held on the 30th May, 2025. Upon reflection and having considered the feedback received from various stakeholders, I acknowledge that the situation, note this, I acknowledge that the situation could have been handled differently. I take this opportunity to express my commitment to strengthening the relationship between the ministry, the department, and the Portfolio Committee. I intend to inculcate and maintain a constructive, respectful, and professional working relationship with all the members of Parliament. I remain committed to the principle of accountability, good governance, and cooperative governance as outlined in our Constitution and parliamentary protocols. It was never my intention to evade accountability or undermine the decorum of Parliament. I will continue. It's very interesting. I thought there I will see I apologize, but she actually didn't. Let me continue reading. I will continue to lead with humility, and I value the critical role of Parliament. I don't know. Critical role of Parliament in providing oversight to ensure our sector delivers effectively for the benefit of all South Africans. You know, there's no apology here. The whole letter, there's no apology. Nothing. This is what actually South Africans are subjected to, and we must just continue to trust these people, that these are the people who are going to lead us. These are the people who understands our outcries and all of that. So the ANC, actually, the whole ANC is rotten. And I've read an article that Paul Mashatile's hotel in Japan somewhere is actually extorting 1 million from the taxpayers' money. You know, he spends 1 million on his hotel somewhere in Japan there. So these are the things that we are actually subjected to as a country. And that is why I have literally stopped blaming apartheid. I've literally stopped blaming white people. This time, it is our responsibility to change our lives as black people. And as young people of this country, we will still continue to criticize people with a stinking attitude like this minister. My wish was for her to just get fired, you know. We don't wish bad things for people, but she doesn't deserve to be there or to be demoted, you know, to a lower position where she can chew gums and talk to her friends in an office. You know, it's the same thing as going to a clinic or going to a public service and you find employees sitting there and laughing and they don't attend to you and they're chewing gums. And these are the kind of attitude we see in the public sector. Wherever we go, not all the public sector, not everybody else who's working for the government, but we are so used to this, especially at the clinic. When you're sick, you go there, they will just show you around and all of that. So you wonder what kind of an administration have we actually engaged into or actually have black people voted for? Because I believe only black people are still continuing to vote for the ANC because black people are suffering from identity politics, most of them, not all, but most of them are still suffering from identity politics. Some, they think ANC is a church or is a religion, so they must just continue to vote for the ANC. It's very rare to meet young people who are sober in mind and who can be able to spot or to note mistakes that are actually committed by the ANC, and who can come out and say, I'm not going to vote for this party. You know, it is so sad to see ministers behaving like this. This is just unacceptable. Even, you know, in a workplace, in any company or any big corporate or maybe even a small enterprise, if you behave like this to your manager or to the people that you should really be accounting to, I can promise you now, disciplinary action will follow and you might be fired or you might be demoted, especially when you are at a senior position. That is the kind of behavior that is totally unacceptable. But ministers of the ANC are still having this tendency. And they've been doing this for the longest time, by the way. This didn't start now. This didn't start now. The Gwede Mantashe have said ANC will rule until Jesus Christ comes. So that is the kind of arrogance that is actually, you know, in the DNA of the ANC. The other minister here was saying, and the smallanyana skeletons, the Batabile Dlaminis, you know, collapsing the social development, messing up. You know, this cadre deployment system is actually killing our country. And we have people who calls themselves politicians from the ANC who continues to mess up our country because of this cadre deployment policy that they have. That I don't know even, I don't know whether this is constitutional, has been institutionalized, or where do they get this thing? Because it's totally not working for us. Can't they change it? Or they don't trust people who are not from the ANC. So you need to be an ANC member, so you become a minister, you become, you know, you hold a key position in the government sector, maybe a DG or something, then you need to be affiliated with politicians. But we continue to see this kind of behavior from the very same people that South Africans have voted for. So anyone in South Africa who voted for the ANC, this is what you voted for. And I'm questioning that in 2029, general elections, are you still going to vote for this attitude? In 2026 LGE, local government elections, are you still continue to vote for this thinking attitude? If for argument's sake you're still going to continue to vote for them, then do not complain. People like us who are complaining, we did not vote for them. I voted, but I did not vote for ANC because this is a rotten political party that, you know, the rot starts from the head and it's rotten, it's finished. So I was actually irritated by this. This is one of the reasons why I stopped voting for this ANC. It's just disgusting. I don't know, squatters. Maybe you have a different view. Maybe I'm just, you know, blowing this whole thing out of proportion. Let's quickly engage, and I'll see you in the comment sections. And thank you very much for people who watch my content. This is Gwede Podcast. I sign out. Thank you, South Africa.